Welcome to New Z Learning Podcast. How to build good habits. Habits are a subset of our behavior that we repeat. They can be very useful in things like remembering facts. Habits have the advantage of being automatically triggered by an external cue before we have time to think about it. Simply put, they allow us to do things without thinking. This might sound good, but it often leads to problems when the habit is not helpful or healthy for us. Your life today is essentially the sum of your habits. How in shape or out of shape you are, a result of your habits. How happy or unhappy you are, a result of your habits. How successful or unsuccessful you are, a result of your habits. What you repeatedly do, i.e., what you spend time thinking about and doing each day, ultimately forms the person you are, the things you believe, and the personality that you portray. How to build good habits. Building good habits can be tough, but it's definitely worth it. Here are a few tips to help you get started. Start small. If you try to change too many things at once, you're likely to get overwhelmed and give up. Start with 1 or 2 habits that you want to change, and work on them until they become second nature. Make a plan. Decide what steps you need to take to achieve your goal, and put them into a plan that you can stick to. Find a support system. Whether it's family, friends, or an online community, finding people who will support your efforts can make all the difference. Reward yourself. Celebrate your small successes. Whether it's a night out with friends or a new book, rewarding yourself can help you keep going even when things get tough. How to break bad habits. Breaking bad habits is all about identifying the triggers that lead to the undesired behavior and then creating a plan to deal with those triggers. For example, if you always eat junk food when you're stressed out, create a list of healthy snacks that you can reach for instead. Or, if you tend to stay up too late watching TV, try setting a bedtime alarm and commit to turning off the TV at least an hour before bed. Since habits take practice and repetition to form, the same is true when it comes to breaking them. In order to eliminate bad habits, start with these 5 strategies. Sync your stress levels. Many habits involve the brain's dopamine, or reward, system. Dopamine is a feel-good chemical that transmits signals between neurons in the brain. The first time you engage in a new, rewarding behavior, you get a euphoric feeling from doing it as a result of a dopamine release. Try to get more sleep, exercise regularly, and opt for stress reduction techniques like meditation, which can all work to increase willpower and overall brain health. Know your cues. Habits have 3 main parts: a cue, a routine, and reward. Cues are the context where you tend to engage in the behavior. Knowing your triggers can help you avoid them. Capitalizing on major life changes can also help break an unhealthy habit. Shifts in lifestyle can actually be the ideal opportunity for eliminating a vice. You're going into new contexts and situations. Replace a bad habit with a good one. Instead of trying to stop doing something, start doing something else. Some studies have shown that the more you suppress your thoughts, the more likely you are to think about that thought or even revert back to that bad habit. If you suppress your thoughts and habits, you may exhibit a behavioral rebound effect. Have a better reason for quitting. Even if you replace a bad habit with a better one, Sometimes the original vice will have a stronger biological reward than its substitute. Intellectually, we know that quitting smoking is good for our health, and limiting how many burgers we eat might help us lose weight. But rooting habit changes for specific and personal reasons. Giving up smoking for good may mean spending more years with your family, or eating healthier may give you more energy for those outdoor adventures you used to enjoy. Provides a stronger dose of motivation. Set better goals. Rather than focusing on a more general goal like, I will not grab a cookie on the way out of the cafeteria, Polrak suggests imagining more specifically how you'll implement this goal into your daily life. Examining how you've responded to the situation in the past, and determining what you can do to avoid the cookies in the future, might be all it takes to break the habit. It's always going to be easier to react based on something you've already planned out in the past versus trying to come up with a new plan on the fly. Plus, thinking about how exactly you're going to do something helps you develop the mindset that you can do something, he notes. And that's half the battle. Thank you for listening to this podcast. This podcast has been brought to you by newsy.com.